If you are planning to study in Canada in 2026, this update is really important. Canada has made the study permit process much tighter, and that is already affecting Indian students in a big way. So before you make any decisions, here is what you need to know. According to recent IRCC data, the number of study permits granted to Indian students fell by about 50% in 2025 compared to the previous year. The number went from roughly 240,000 to 120,000. So this is not a small change. A lot fewer Indian students are getting study permits from Canada now. The main reasons behind this are also important. Canada brought in a 2-year intake cap, started doing stricter authenticity checks, and increased the amount of financial proof students need to show. So for students, the process is now more limited, more strict, and more competitive than before. Now let's come to the part students should focus on most, which is 2026. The report shows Canada has set a national cap of about 408,000 study permits for 2026. Out of that, only 155,000 are for new students. The other 253,000 are for permit extensions. That means students applying for the first time will be competing for fewer places. So even though Canada is still open for international students, the process is clearly more limited now than before. For students planning in 2026, this means you need to be more careful, more prepared, and more realistic about your chances. There are a few reasons for this change. One reason is the national cap. Another is stricter document checks because of fraud concerns, including fake offer letters. And another is that students now need to show stronger financial proof than before. So the process is now more selective in several ways. The report also indicates that Canada connected these changes to pressure on housing, healthcare, and other public services. So this is not only about student visas, it is also part of Canada's wider effort to manage pressure inside the country. Research shows that refusal rates for Indian student visas became much higher. The refusal rate was around 74% in August 2025 compared with about 32% in August 2023. That shows just how much stricter the process has become. And it is not only approvals that changed, application numbers also went down. The report also shows Indian student visa applications dropped from about 19,175 in August 2023 to about 3,920 in August 2025. That suggests many students are now being more careful and looking at other options too. And that brings us to the next big point. According to the latest research, Canada's decision is affecting global student plans more broadly. As Canada becomes harder to predict, more students are looking at Europe as another option. Students are now looking more seriously at Europe. Countries like Ireland, Germany, and France are getting more attention as students compare other options. So instead of depending only on Canada, students are now exploring other destinations more carefully. I have made a full video on this topic here, so please feel free to check it out. One reason for that is simple. Many students feel that some European destinations offer a more stable visa process right now. And beyond that, students are also paying attention to post-study work options and the overall path after graduation. So here's the main point for 2026. Canada is still an option, but it is no longer the simple choice many students once thought it was. With fewer places for new students and a stricter process, students need to plan more carefully. And if you do not want to miss important updates like this, follow EduMox and check the source link in the description. We help students stay updated, compare better options, and make smarter study abroad decisions.